So health professionals have a critical role to play. We must continue and to expand their work to address health misinformation directly with their patients.
All right, guys, we're going to talk about Rachel Levine again. And I'm sorry about that, but a video of Rachel resurfaced with him advocating for gender-affirming care, gender-affirming surgeries, puberty blockers, and so on. Dr. Levine made this video, I'm not sure how long ago, but we all know who Levine is, the deputy director or administrator of the Department of Health and Human Services under Uncle Joe. And of course, like we know, and I've said a million times, that this administration is all for destroying young children's lives. So Rachel's video resurfaced again, and you won't hear any backlash about it on the mainstream media. Quite frankly, they love it. They're playing it, and they're thinking it's okay. They want it to surface. They want it out there. They want people to know that there's help available to them to destroy their young children. And of course, anybody who's against that or talks about it is preaching misinformation. I'm not a doctor, never claimed to be, never will claim to be. But I do know one thing. If you read or research this topic, you'll find a lot of negative things about it. But of course, you'll never see the negative on the mainstream media also. Well, I'm going to play Rachel's video for you and let me know what you think down in the comments afterwards. So after the video, I'm going to talk a little bit more because I can't believe we're talking about this again and they're replaying this propaganda for people to see right at the end of 2022. So have a look and I'll be right back.
So health professionals have a critical role to play. We must continue and to expand their work to address health misinformation directly with their patients. Now, this includes, but it goes beyond COVID-19. So I'd like to just talk briefly about another area of substantial misinformation that is directly impacting health equity in our nation, and that is the health equity of sexual and gender minorities. There is substantial misinformation about gender-affirming care for transgender and gender-diverse individuals. We are in this nation facing an onslaught of anti-LGBTQI+ actions at the state levels across the United States, and they are dangerous to the public health. The positive value of gender-affirming care for youth and adults is not in scientific or medical dispute. So we all need to work together to get our voices out in the front line. We need to get our voices in the public eye. And we know how effective our medical community can be talking to communities, whether it's at town halls, schools, conversations with others. And we need to use our clinicians' voice to collectively advocate for our tech companies to create a healthier, cleaner information environment. During a moment when public trust in our leaders and our information is very challenged, the healthcare worker community, the medical community does, I believe, maintain a high degree of trust, and we have to utilize that. We have to utilize it effectively.
And there you have it. We all know Levine transitioned very, very late in life. He has children, from what I understand, but of course he always knew that he was a woman. And it's my guess that he only did this because somehow, some way was connected to Joe Biden and he knew that he would get a big job in Biden's administration, but that's besides the point. Levine goes on to say that it's critical that healthcare givers get involved and they speak their mind and make sure their voices are heard because gender-affirming care can be life-saving. They want to basically minimize the misinformation, the so-called misinformation, if you will, that people see online on news channels that don't advocate for this type of harm to children. But basically, what Levine is saying is, and it's important to note that the Biden administration, especially KJP, will tell you, the Biden administration never worked with big tech companies such as Twitter to censor information. They've never worked with Mark Zuckerberg or Facebook, although he admitted on Joe Rogan Experience that he spoke to FBI agents numerous times before the Hunter Biden laptop came out. So they're lying right to our face, telling us they never did it. They would never do it. But we know they do. And here's Rachel Levine telling us that he wants doctors to get involved because the clinician's voice is very important, and they want to speak to the big tech companies to try to stop misinformation because it's unhealthy. What they want the tech companies to do is advocate for their destruction of young lives, because quite frankly, that's what it is, in my opinion. You're harming young children as young as 8, maybe, and anyone under 18 should not be involved in any type of medical care to change their gender. But they want big tech to make it healthier and a healthier and cleaner environment. They do not want people hearing anywhere, on a social media app, on a news program, or on a documentary even. They don't want people to say that it's bad. They want us to believe that taking a young child, let's say a boy for instance, who's a little confused, a little shy, maybe likes to stay to themselves, so they want to bring this child to a physician, and automatically that physician's going to say, you know what? The child's having gender issues. The child has gender dysphoria. So maybe you should go see this doctor and they can help you out. So as soon as they go see Dr. whoever, we're going to give the child this, this, and this. It'll make them feel better. But what they're giving them, quite frankly, are puberty blockers, hormone blockers, something that is irreversible as far as I know. Now, again, these aren't 100% facts I'm speaking, but I'm just going by what I've seen and what I've read. But you have to wonder if giving a very young boy puberty blockers, hormone blockers, whatever they are or whatever they call them, if you're giving these to young children, it can't be good. It can't be good, because how do you know by the time that child is 18 that they're not going to say, wow, did I make a mistake? Yeah, I was a shy little kid, but now I'm 18, I'm out of high school, I'm going to college, I came out of my shell, I'm a boy, I want to be a man. It's going to be too late then, because the clinicians will tell the parents this is the care they need. They have gender dysphoria. They really believe in their very small, undeveloped brains that they're a girl, which we all know is wrong. We all know that boys cannot become girls. I mean, you can wear all the makeup and dresses you want, but you can never be a girl. But Rachel Levine wants this information out there. They're going to continue to push the Biden administration's propaganda of the LGBTQ. We got to take care of these people. They're the most important people on the planet right now. No one else has more rights than an LGBTQ person, because after all, they're harassed and bullied by who, I don't know, because I've said this probably 10 million times. No one gives a shit what they do. All they need to do is stop shoving it down everyone's throat and everybody will be fine. But they can't. They need to have their voice heard, and they need to prance around and protest and hold signs so people point the finger at them. That's what Rachel Levine is advocating. Continue it, keep doing it so our voices are heard. And the so-called medical professionals who are involved in this are nothing more than unethical, and they should not be allowed to practice medicine if they are taking a young child and giving them whatever kind of medication is going to slow their puberty, slow their growth, or change the way they talk, or whatever. It's unethical. This child is not developed enough, and does not know enough to make a decision like that. Because again, once they're 18, how do these physicians and psychiatrists and how do their parents know that they're not going to change their mind? They're destroying children, and they insist on pushing this narrative. And quite frankly, I don't understand why. There's gotta be something in it for this administration and the people that push this. We all know the doctors are making all kinds of money off it. So obviously part of it is money, but it's my belief and it's my opinion that it's absolutely wrong. And it's my opinion that Rachel Levine should be removed as the health and whatever sector, health and human services deputy administrator, because that person is doing nothing but pushing his issue, his agenda down people's throats. And it's wrong and it needs to stop. And that's it. And that's my opinion. I cannot believe this resurfaced. And it's probably going to keep going, but it needs to stop. Let kids be kids. When they're old enough to decide, 18, legal adults, if they want to do something like that to themselves, have a ball. You're an adult now. You can make the decision. Parents shouldn't be making these decisions for their children, and neither should so-called health professionals who are destroying lives by giving these medications and or surgeries to young kids. So again, that's it. And that's my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss an episode. Please share my videos with someone. I'd appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great night.